Hey, Shalom. To the hopeful elect. Y'all about Shemar Shabbat Thumb. This is a part two to the lesson I did yesterday. I was going back over it, and I forgot to go over a couple words. I want to incorporate that into the spirit of, the lesson. So, of course, as always, double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Ruel, and the Kazakh Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's the brother Elias from the Great Millstone Cleveland Camp, and just wanted to go in on just doing things decent in order and having integrity of being obedient unto Yahweh Shem Shah, knowing that in this thing we are servants. And without order, this will not work. This is Proverbs 14:12. It says, "There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." Right? We have countless examples of what man is willing to do when he's left his own devices. Jeremiah 17:9, it says, "The heart is deceitful above all things." That word heart is lab in Hebrew, which means our minds, and desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's rhetorical. Yahweh Shem Shah knows. Let's get that. Jeremiah 17:9 in the NLT, it says, "The human heart is the most deceitful of all things and desperately wicked. Who really knows it?" Continuing on in 10 in the KJV, then the NLT, it says, "I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings." Verse 10 in the NLT, it says, "But I, Yahweh Bashem Shai, search all hearts and examine secret motives. I give all people their due rewards according to what their actions deserve." So, perfect time to go into that word justify is because what people do when they take it upon themselves to do something or not obey an order, they tend to justify themselves. And this is the Merriam-Webster for the word justify. It says to prove or show to be just, right, or reasonable, to show to have a sufficient legal reason, to qualify oneself as a surety by taking oath to ownership of sufficient property. This one was really powerful. It says to judge, regard, or to treat as righteous and worthy of salvation. Great example, God justifies with his forgiveness and grace the man who comes to him. Right, to absolve in an archaic sense. To show a sufficient lawful reason for an act done, to qualify as bail or surety. So again, there's a way that seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 32:17. It says, "A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will." So, first and foremost, we have to recognize what's going on, put things in its proper context, because let's make this very clear. We are that rebellious nation. But the elect of the nation of Israel is offending less and turning back to Yahweh Shem Shah through what? Through teaching, through repentance, through keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. We're not going to be perfect. We're not going to be saved off our merits, but doing certain things show our sincerity and show that we truly are contrite and remorseful. On top of that, Yahweh Shah said itself, the law is not done away with. And like we know, in the near future, the Lord is going to be running a theocracy. Everything is going to be governed by these laws, statutes, and commandments. Here we are rehearsing the righteous act so we can avoid that missile fire and the things leading up to and including Jacob's trouble. So a sinful man will not be reproved, will not be corrected, but will find an excuse according to his will. So what does that mean? You're going to justify yourself. You're going to find a reason to say it was okay to do whatever sin or transgression you committed. And the Lord, like it says in this Jeremiah 17, he tries the hearts. And the Lord lets us know when it's okay to make exceptions to certain rules. Prime example, the Sabbath. I am in no wise telling anybody that it is okay to break the Sabbath. But in this captivity, we have not kept one perfect Sabbath. Does that mean just F it and just do whatever I want? No. We can't go up to our boss in Esau's captivity and tell him, like, hey, every time, there's a new moon, I need to be off work. And I need that same day off for the following month. Now, if you have a job where you're flexible and you could take that matter into your own hand through the Spirit, then of course you do that. Yahushua even said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, We have a faithful and merciful high priest fighting on our behalf. But you can't take the Lord's grace and the Lord's liberty that he's given us for granted. And you cannot justify yourself when you're out of order. Prime examples I think about people keeping order is Noah, when he got instructions on the flood, the building of the temple, those very precise measurements. You do what you're told and let the Lord vindicate you if something goes wrong. Abide by the Spirit of the Lord and you'll be fine. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to continue to guide us. But that's all I had. The water. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Give me the spirit to do this lesson. Until next time, Shalom.